Shalom friends, it's Rabbi Jenny Solomon here at Beth Meyer Synagogue with a Mincha moment. We are approximately halfway there through the month of Elul as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. This month is intended for us to take very seriously the work of Cheshbon HaNefesh, taking an accounting of the soul. And so I wanted to offer this short teaching, hopefully to give some added inspiration and maybe even a little momentum to the remainder of your own process of looking inwards and of doing that work of teshuvah, of repair and return and healing, realignment. Okay. So there's a question that is asked in a wonderful creative midrash that shows up in Bereshit Rabbah, a midrash about the book of Genesis. And this midrash asks the question, how is it that Abraham, our forefather, learned Torah? After all, he is our great forefather. But the Torah, of course, was not given to the Jewish people until long after Abraham walked this earth. So how did he learn Torah? Rabbi Levi creatively answers, Me'atzmo lamad Torah. He learned Torah from himself. I want to suggest that self-exploration, the work of self-study, the work of deepening insight, of contemplation of oneself, is not just navel-gazing, especially not this time of year. That work of, curious, benevolent introspection to who we are, who we're becoming, that work is also Torah. It's the work that Abraham did, and it's work that we can continue to do. We learn Torah from our lived experiences, from our very lives. And so there is much Torah to learn, obviously, by seeking out the teachings in the Sefer Torah, in the scroll itself, in our sacred texts. But there is also Torah to be acquired from examining our lives. One more thought. Rabbi Alan Liu of blessed memory suggested that, it can be very overwhelming during this time to sort of take on the introspection and the accounting of oneself writ large. There's so many different ways that we can think about that. And if you're anything like me, there's so many different aspects of my life that I could take on at this time. Of course, some have to do with relationships with other people. Some have to do with my relationship with God, to source and self, sort of capital S. And so many have to do with just who I am and who I'm trying to become in the world. It's a lot. Rabbi Liu made the wise recommendation that during this time, we take on one thing, just one thing. It could be something like Shmirat Lashon, sort of how we use our speech. I know for me, I'm really examining when I speak too much, when I speak too little, how I use my words. So Shmirat Lashon. Or maybe you just take on money, how you spend money, looking closely at ways in which you can be more generous, perhaps ways in which you don't spend enough or spend too much. Okay, and the list goes on and on. Maybe you take on your physical health. Maybe you take on your quest for knowledge. Just pick one thing. First of all, it's a lot more manageable, and there's probably a lot of work to do there in that one thing. But second of all, Rabbi Liu implied that when we take on, we tend to be consistent as human beings, and when we take on that one piece of tshuva, that one area of work, there's a very good chance that the fruits of that work will spill over into other areas of our lives. So friends, wishing everyone continued chizuk, strength, and also tikva, hope, that we can truly change, we can turn, we can come home, and we can be the people and the change we want to see in the world. Peace. Shalom.